All right, we'll get started. My name is LaCasse. I am the owner of SEO Expert Las Vegas. I've been doing SEO for about the last 6 years. And the thing about SEO is that things have changed. Once upon a time, Google was the search engine of all search engines. It beat out Jeeves, it beat out Web Crawler, it beat out all these web search engines because it provided the best answer for the time. But that has changed, and it changed early this month, June 1st, when AI mode was released. Now, we've seen AI overviews, and I'm going to explain the difference between AI overviews and AI mode. But this isn't necessarily the most relevant presentation name. I'm changing it to Google is just not that into you. This is the reality. AI mode has changed everything when it comes to search. And for most businesses, Google is just not that into you. So, how did we get here? We have to understand what traditional SEO was. These were the 3 pillars of traditional SEO. Can someone close the door? I'll appreciate it, thank you. This was the foundation of traditional SEO. Technical SEO, content, and backlinks. Technical SEO was the load speed of your website, both desktop and mobile. This is still important. It's still very important to have a passing score when it comes to how fast your website loads. The server codes are the 404 redirects or the 404 page not found. You want nice 200s or 301s, which is a redirect. Broken links. This is links on your website that go nowhere, either because it goes to a 404 or it goes to a blank page. Very important on a website in the old method that you had no broken links. You wanted to make sure that your website was secured with HTTPS, the SSL certificates, and title, meta, and alt descriptions. Title was the name of your business. Meta was the 156 characters that defined your business that showed up in the search results page. In the new AI era, the only one that matters is your site speed. Google takes care of all the rest. It does it automatically now. And it also does it if you actually search for your website and say what's wrong with it. It will let you know that the server codes are wrong. It will let you know that you don't have an SSL certificate. You don't need a technical audit anymore. Next one, keywords and content SEO. For decades, this was the moneymaker in the SEO world. How do you reach your customers through the words that you want to rank for? Social media, videos, still important today. On-page SEO, if people are coming to your page, are they even staying there? What is it that you're saying about your business that is keeping people on your website? And blogs. Now, blogs and videos and social media, still important in the new AI world. But keywords, gone. There's no point in ranking for keywords anymore. No point whatsoever. Because you'll learn in the next slides how AI got rid of them. And the last one is backlinks. So many businesses have less than 100 backlinks and they've been open for more than 5 years. A backlink is when you take your business website, you go to a directory, you fill out name, address, physical location, and website, and you submit it. It gets put in their directory, and they create a link back to your website. Backlinks are still the foundation of all ranking factors, even in the AI era. You have to start keep putting yourself into backlinks. And if you're writing blogs, you have to use your backlinks to promote it. So if you write a blog and it's important that UNLV knows about it, you have to start writing and selling your blogs so that it can be seen on UNLV's website. Why is that? UNLV has a huge website database. Hundreds and thousands of people go to that website every month. If you can get your blog or something about your business on their website, like Tech Alley has done, it shoots up your traffic. It shoots it straight up. And that has not changed in the modern AI world. That's still very, very important to have. And the next one, blog outreach, digital PR. Digital PR, in my opinion, is going to be the next evolution of marketing. Now, what do we mean by digital PR? If you were to start a business and you had contacts at Bellagio, UNLV, the Las Vegas Review Journal, and you were paid by a company to say, well, let's do a bio for your business, and I will reach my contact at UNLV, and we will put your bio on their website. That's digital PR. That's going to be so valuable in the next 10 years from AI, because that's a human-to-human relationship. If you can meet and network people, AI can't do that for you. But if you have those connections through institutions, through casinos, through other people that are facilitated with a big website or a bigger company, you'll be golden. That will be a huge career right now. Partnerships, right? Again, if you have a business endeavor and you know that you can partner with someone else that works in the same audience, or combined assets together, digital assets, physical assets, and work together with a partner, that will be just as powerful as a backlink in the modern era for the next years to come. Podcasts, don't ever start one, but get on as many as you can. The reason why you don't want to start one is because you're starting a business when you're trying to grow a business. You're going to cross-cannibalize everything. You'll focus more on this than you will on this, or more on your business than you will on the podcast. But get into podcasts so that you can get their backlink and you get their traffic for that episode, right? Moving on. In the traditional SEO world, this element has not changed. This is what's called search intent. Every keyword, everything that we search, from ChatGPT to Gemini to Claude to the old school search result page, everything that we typed into fell into one of these four categories: informational, navigational, transactional, commercial. Informational, name of the business, address, physical location. That was taken out by AI overviews for the last 3 months. And you're not going to rank for these anymore because AI says, I'll just tell you what you need to know. Navigational. This is if you have a database like Netflix or Facebook, or you sell something on your website that you have to log into because you're navigating away from Google. Transactional. Best, affordable, expensive, closest, furthest. Adjective words that relieve a transaction is about to take place, right? And commercial. I'm the best bike shop in Las Vegas. This is why. I am writing a blog on the types of bike seats that I'm selling. This is the one that I like. These are the ones that are good. This is the one that's absolutely the worst. Commercial intent is how you are selling what you are or what you are selling to people. Transaction is for people ready to buy from you. The unfortunate thing is AI mode has taken over all of it. But it doesn't mean you ignore it. You still build for it. But AI mode has taken that over. It will tell you who is the best. It will tell you what the best bike seat or the worst bike seat is. It will show you and take you away from Google to your Netflix login, right? But it still doesn't mean that this isn't important. And it's very important if you're building a business website that you actually know what this is, so that you can start wording your website to at least fulfill some of this intent, right? So how do you get search intent? Well, the acronym is EEAT. Experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trust. In the old system, if you wrote a blog about being the best bike shop, you would talk about how many years you've been a bike shop, how many people have been your customers, that you're the most trusted bike shop in Las Vegas. Because of that, I am the authority when people come to me about how or when or what type of bike to buy. That's how it used to work. It doesn't work like that anymore. It's different now because EAT is not necessarily implied anymore because AI is going to know whether you have it or not. And the more that you push and the more that you promote, you're going to have to believe that AI is going to say, okay, yeah, maybe you do know what you're doing, right? As opposed to others. So, in overview, these are two descriptions of what traditional and AI overview modes are. As we discussed, search intent coming from keywords, content optimization from EEAT, building links. So if you were looking for best burgers in Las Vegas, the semantic breakdown would be best burgers location. That's the way it was. And it would look for websites that relied on burgers, Las Vegas, and do they have enough authority to be considered the best? It was the easy system. This was binary. Now with AI mode. AI mode is going to look at what is called embedding vectors. It's going to take your words and make a mathematical equation out of it and then throw it out into the internet and see what comes back. And it's generally through the LLMs. So as you can see, we're still looking for best burgers in Las Vegas, but that right there is what's called chunking. It's taking chunks out of Gordon Ramsay's burger in the Strip. It's also taking Shake Shack, and it's actually putting the blue links below it in case you wanted to learn more. So all of this that we had control of is gone because you either have it or you don't. Any questions before I start going into the terminology? Yes?
Does it somehow go off of best burgers and looks for reviews and things is it kind of do all of that?
It does, and I'll explain it because it's a little more. You're absolutely right, but the way that I'll show it to you, it'll make a lot more sense, and then it'll open up the eyes for your website. You'll be like, oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense. But you're right on the right track. So, this is the new terminology of the AI world. AI overview is otherwise known as the search generative experience. Google's new summary boxes that give direct answers, often without users clicking away. Google has taken control of most search intent. This is what most of us see when we use the SERP now. This has been around for 6 months. Every SEO in the traditional SEO world has known that this day was going to come, and we've been trying to figure out why they did it so quickly. But this was the first part. This is about 6 months old. As of June 1st, we have AI mode. A fully AI-driven search experience where everything is returned is AI-generated. No more blue links for now. In the next year and a half, the rumor mill in the SEO world is that this will start to get replaced with blue links in it. That's the theory. Because we have SERPs, the search results page, and we have AI mode. If you combine them, now you get the blue links. But if your business is still struggling to rank for this, and now they bring in the blue links, now you may not get found at all. And that's not a problem right now. It's good to know that this is what is happening right now, so at least you have an understanding of the language, so that if it does get injected with the blue links again, the combined AI and the SERP, you'll have a better understanding of what's going on. Be like, oh, they combined everything. So, that's it for now. That's for this. No more blue links for now. Hopefully that changes. Now the terminologies. RAG, Retrieval Augmented Generation. This is Gemini, Claude, and ChatGPT going out, finding relative information for your inquiry, and bringing it back. However, if your website is not contextually set up right, it will get overlooked by RAG or by the AI. It's important to understand that RAG is going to be a measurable function as to whether the parts of your website are actually being seen by AI. We'll figure out later if it's actually being displayed, right? Complete different things. AI itself has evolved into two different optimizations. First one is answer engine optimization. Is your website answering queries from AI? Period. The next one is the generative engine. Is parts of your website being seen on the AI overviews? Because that's going to be a huge factor. And the reason why we know this, most businesses have lost traffic in the last 3 months. 3 weeks, 3 weeks. Most businesses have tanked. And the reason is because AI is only picking the parts of your website that fulfill the query of AI, not whether or not you have a high-ranking website. All right? I'll explain this. This might be a little confusing. I'm going to explain this a little further on, but always keep in mind that AI, traditional SEO, has diverted. It's two separate things, and that's what it is right now. It could be 5 different things in the next month, but right now there's only 2. What you write and what you have in your website that answers a query or answers AI's input, and then whether or not you appear in AI overviews. So, these are 2 more terms. In the traditional SEO sense, whenever you wrote an inquiry, it would break down the inquiry into its component words, and it would look for those words in other websites. That's not the case anymore. What's happens is called a fan out. The words that you use is put into a mathematical embedding vector, right? They take the words and they look for the multiple combinations through the LLMs against other LLMs. And as it's going through, it's researching other LLMs. And then it's returning the best answer from those LLMs, not your website traffic, not whether your website looks good, not whether or not you have a social media profile or a presence. It's what's on the page. And it does this by chunking. This is a new word. It is the systematic vectoring of your entire website into the actual words itself. Not listicles, not Q&As, none of that. If you have the best restaurant, it's going to vector the best restaurant and throw it into an LLM, hoping that if someone's looking for the best restaurant in Las Vegas, that vector matches with another vector, and it will return it, right? This is very different than the old school traditional SEO, and this is very, very new stuff within the last 3 weeks. So it's very important that these words start to be, okay, I understand what chunking means. I understand what fan out means. The next part is the actual ranking system of AI. It's called the Embedded Relevance Score. This, as I said before, AI's internal score of how the closely content chunk matches a user's search intent measured in vector space, not keyword match. Right? That's next level stuff. This is the modern world. This is AI that we're living in. This isn't a keyword match anymore. This is the combination of the words that you say. How easy is it for AI to find you? Go ahead.
So, it feels
The idea of keeping the website simple is not a good idea, that maybe the top half of the page, sure, but maybe I should blabber on at the bottom half of the page so that it gets all the context.
So that sounds like a good theory, but LLMs is the biggest problem that you have, right? An LLM is going to look for the actual words of your website and then verify it through the embedded relevance score to see if you're even worthy of mention. That's it. Have you done enough in your business website right now through everything? Videos, socials, Reddit, backlinks, to even get a score. So the more that you talk about you or your business or who you are, that's not going to help you because there's no other proof in the atmosphere to prove that you should be telling that much about who you are. So you build up with it, but right now, you scale it down. Because you have to make the little wins with AI right now. You have to make those little wins. Whatever your business is, what is it that people need to know about who you are and what you sell and how much better you're at it than anyone else? That is reflected through this. Because AI is going to understand you are very good at doing this. People have said you were the best at this. It's not just your website anymore. It's what we call in the new AI world real estate. Everything real estate. Internet, digital media, real estate. It's not one thing, it's everything now, right? Does that answer your question? Okay. It's really
So I mean, that might help, but I need to be posting regularly and doing all these other things.
The one thing that people miss out on is Reddit. People have been sleeping on Reddit for years. The training for AI was completely derived on two platforms, Wikipedia and Reddit. That's how they figured out how humans talk to humans. That's how when you use ChatGPT now, it says, oh, thank you for your input. Oh, that's really impressive because it's learned from those two systems how to talk to us. Why? It's free source. It's all information that we talk about ourselves on those two platforms. So if you want to stand out, talk about who you are, your business on those platforms. Don't worry about Wikipedia because that's ridiculous. But because it is, and it doesn't make any sense. Why would you train an AI system in training mode on Wikipedia? It's not open. It's not relative. But there was a lot of pages. There's a lot of wording in it. Reddit is the place to be. Got to be on Reddit.
I posted a couple things on Reddit and felt like, why?
I know, but the good thing about Reddit is that you can actually niche down to your type of business. You can work and find search keywords, because Reddit is still a search engine, but it's based on the old way. You can do keyword research in Reddit for your type of business, and then answer those questions in Reddit, but don't sell who you are, just offer your opinion better than anyone else. Because AI is paying attention to that now. And they're going to grab that if it does answer the question the best, right? So I know it's kind of confusing, but this is what the SEO community has already known for the last few months. Now with AI mode, it has to become canon. It has to become, this is the way that it is, because the traditional SEO, it's Old Testament. It's just the way it used to be. Now we're writing the new stuff, how everything from this has been correlated to the new way.
This is under the assumption that all search is going to be AI-based as opposed to the old way.
Right. Keywords are gone. Now, keywords are still there in technicality, but embedded vectoring and AI overviews and AI mode, if you do a search on your business in AI and you don't show up, you can ask it why. Why is this business not there? And it will give you a reason. Now, we've never had that before in SEO. You could not go to a search result page and say, why isn't my business on there? Now with AI mode, you can start to dig down to the core elements of your business and your customer base just by having a conversation.
My concern is, I put out press releases for all our different businesses and stuff, and we used to use old-fashioned keywords.
Yep.
Now you're telling me I've got to do something different.
Yep.
These press releases get visibility, because that's our way we extend ourselves into the world.
So in the early part of my presentation, digital PR is going to break away from AI in a matter of months, because your relationships with news media outlets, you will have a blank check. You will be able to charge whatever you want, because those websites that are receiving the hyperlinks are so powerful and so integrated with AI that your clients, they'll have to give you more to put their information on their systems, because the backlink is the most important element from the old school to the new school. There is no reason why a website should not be developing backlinks over a month. And digital PR is going to be in a different atmosphere because of what you already have. You have those relationships. You see what I'm saying? Cool. So, after the embedded relevance score, and this is something that AI overviews and AI mode have been threatening the SEO world with, the ominous zero-click search. When users get answers they need directly from Google AI or rich snippet without visiting a website, being visible in this zone is now a priority. That's why you do your research in AI now. What is your business? How do I reach people? Who are the people that I need to reach? What platforms are they on? That's the real world. That's the world that we're living in. Now, the way that you do it, you're still going to need a marketing person to develop the minutia of all that platform building, how to break down your 15-page website bio into 3 lines, because that's the way it's going to be. You want it so streamlined that, and in HTML, no JavaScript anymore, no videos, no animations, no overlays, because zero-click search and the relevance score, they overlook JavaScript, except for one point of JavaScript, and that's called the schema markup. And I'll get to that, but that's embedded into the code of your website. But everything else, it doesn't matter, because again, we're looking at 2 different dichotomies, right? We're looking at the site speed load of a website as opposed to, is even AI going to look at me right now? And what do I need to cut away so that I actually can be seen by AI? So what can you do? Well, as I've mentioned before, every business owner can audit their own site now. You can ask AI why you're not being seen in your core industry keywords. Now, you may not like the answer, but you'll get an answer. Okay? Reworking the content of your website into a Q&A list, questions and answers. This is where you can actually ask AI to say, what are 5 of the most common questions in my industry? But don't have AI answer it for you. But get the list of the questions and answer it in your own way. Who makes you an individual? Why should people pay attention to you? Are you affordable? Are you more expensive? Why are you more expensive? I am more expensive because I've been doing it for this long. Those are the answers in your website, front and center, top of the page. And then what you do is you call up what's called a schema markup. Schema markup, there's free generators, and it's a JavaScript layout of the question, answer. It's very simple. You just look up JSON or schema markup, and you put in your question and your answers, and it'll make you a nice little long program line. And then you put it as a custom code in your website. The reason for this is because you're forcing Google to answer and find your questions and answers. You are not waiting for the bot to find you. You are giving Google everything they need to know about what your business is and why you're different. And not only that, you can schema markup you as an individual. If you're a consultant, you can have a schema markup as a personal profile and force Google to see who you are. So if someone looks up you as an individual, you will show up in the AI overviews and what you wrote in that schema markup. That's been part of the system for the last 3 years. It's just that the traditional SEO world never really talked about it because it was 3-4 steps beyond, and we didn't think that that schemas were a big deal, but now they are. Because, go ahead. Okay. No, because you don't have the luxury of waiting for your website to be seen. We don't have that anymore. These are steps to actually force Google to index who you are, and not only that, to get seen in the LLMs. And that's where the vectoring of those answers to those questions, when it's seen by the LLMs, and now we know what embedding vectoring is, if those questions are actually the questions that people are asking, you have a very good chance of being noticed and being shown in the AI overviews or AI mode because you put the JavaScript in right now. You're not waiting anymore, right? Schema markup. The last one is combining traditional and AI SEO, right? There's things that we're seeing that are very, very new. We didn't know anything about regenerative augmented generation until 3 days ago. That's how new this stuff is in the traditional SEO evolution to what it is now. We knew through Google's antitrust defamation lawsuit with the United States government that they had to talk about what their actual search engine was. Now with AI, we've extrapolated and we have actually found what is actually going on beyond that. We already knew the old system, but now we're starting to see what the new system has evolved into. Chunking, fan out, embedded vectors. That's stuff that's been less than a week old. So it's very important to understand that this realm, this whole evolution, in a month could be completely different. In a year could be way more complex, or it could be more simpler. I don't know. But that's what's fascinating about this, because everything has been changed. Go ahead.
So I was kind of going to ask you about that. Do you think that Google is going to stay at the front of the search business? Because with like the other LLMs people are using, like ChatGPT, like how does Google factor into that?
So 2 reasons. One, Google has been a gigantic sequoia tree as a search engine powerhouse for probably 12 to 15 years. ChatGPT was an ant. Now it's a squirrel. It's still important that ChatGPT knows that they're growing, but you're talking about the sequoia tree of Gemini. And this is, AI mode is honestly the top of the sequoia tree, because we know that search is over. We know that the whole word of search engine optimization, that's done. That's Old Testament. Anyone that tells you they do SEO, you'd be like, okay, great, you drive a Model T. You know what I mean? It doesn't work anymore because the word search engine doesn't exist. And it does in certain realms, but again, we have AI overviews. AI overviews have taken over the results page. You have to scroll 3-4 times to get to that first blue link. There's a reason for that. Now with ChatGPT, you have to embed or at least get your website into Microsoft. ChatGPT, OpenAI, is based on Microsoft. So if you want to be mentioned in ChatGPT in an inquiry, you have to go to the Bing Webmaster's profile and put your business in there. That's it. So now we have another platform that's based on a different search engine. There's more homework. There's things that can be done. And the great thing is, you can ask AI to help you. How do I get on ChatGPT? Oh, well, go to this website, Bing Webmasters, put in your name, address, and website. They'll send you an immediate referral code with a verification on your phone. You click the button, you're in. That's it. Now, people don't know that. People don't know that ChatGPT is based on Microsoft. That's why they're merged, right? Any other questions? Go ahead.
What is an embedded vector?
Okay, so an embedded vector is, we want to look up the best Italian restaurant in Las Vegas, right? That's what we want to do. Embedded vector is taking the best restaurant and putting it into a mathematical equation so that it can be seen through other LLMs and returned. In Las Vegas, the best restaurant is Gordon Ramsay, right? It doesn't return a list of clicks or blue clicks anymore. It returns a response. That's because we converted that inquiry into a mathematical equation, and then we sent it out to other mathematical equations, and it returned the best result.
There's only one winner.
Yep, only one winner. For now, it's not a defeatist thing. This is the way that it is now. If Google AI mode injects the search results page into AI mode, which they should in a year, technically, that conversation changes. Okay?
We'll still have a ranking.
Still have a ranking, because that's what an embedded relevance score is, right? It takes the words of your website and it gives it a score based upon how relevant does your business actually need to interact with customers. And it does that by taking all your words and embedding, vectoring them, and giving it a score, right? So businesses, websites that have done very well, have lots of keywords, lots of traffic, they're going to do okay, but they're going to have a serious discussion with their marketing people because they probably lost half their traffic in less than a month. Because the traffic is irrelevant. It's not about quantity. If you could reach 1,000 people and only convert 10%, that's a 10% conversion rate. That's incredible for most businesses. But now with AI, you may only get 5 visits to your website a month, but you may be able to convert 4 because you've written your website for the embedded relevance score with enabling for embedded vectoring. So you actually wrote it in the AI necessary code so that 5 people that come, 4 of them are interested in working with you. So what kind of conversion is that now? It's insane. But people need to know that everything that we were looking at before was quantitative. Now we're looking at quality, right? And this is because we want AI. If people didn't want AI, we wouldn't have an open AI. We wouldn't have ChatGPT. We wouldn't have AI mode. This is what people in the consumer world want. They want a conversation. They want a one answer. They don't want lists. They don't want map packs. They don't want ads. They don't want rich snippets. They want one answer. The problem with business owners and business websites now is what is it that you want to answer, and how far and how much of the ecosystem of socials and videos and TikToks and Reddits and blogging, how far are you willing to go so that people start to trust you? And more importantly, how does AI trust you? Because that's the name of the game now. Now, as we move forward next month, when I present, I probably may have different words. Some of these things may change. This is only 3 weeks old because AI mode came out and then every SEO went nuts because we knew this was coming. Now we just need to define what it is that we're actually working for. What is it that a business that works with me gets? A simpler website. Because I'm not here to convert their customers. I'm here to get AI to see them first, because that's what converts customers. And they have to get used to the fact that their 100 per month website visits may be down to 5. And it's just it's the sign of the time, right? Any questions? I know I threw a lot at you guys. Yes?
This is more of an FYI. DuckDuckGo has just added a AI answer bot on their front page. Would you like an AI
Yeah, DuckDuckGo. I know that their search engine is kind of old school as far as their relevance score. And actually it brings up an interesting thing because I heard this today. Another thing about backlinks. So here's the thing about backlinks. When you have a business website, you want to make sure that you get into as many different directories as possible, right? A Yelp page, Facebook, but Facebook doesn't return a backlink. Chamber of Commerce, Manta, Hot Frog, these are all big, big directories. And that's still going to hold true today. Because every website has a rating, a domain rating, right? The number one most powerful website on the planet right now is Facebook. It's a website. It is not a search engine. It's a website that doesn't return a backlink. But there's one free old school directory that has a 90 domain rating. Yellow Pages. Yellow Pages, the good old Yellow Pages, is a 90 domain rating. If you are sleeping on Yellow Pages, because what does Yellow Pages do? It's a free citation, it's a free link on their website, but they also have commercial intent. They offer 10 best gyms in Las Vegas, 10 best restaurants. People have been sleeping on Yellow Pages for years, and it's free. It's free. You're done in 15 minutes. And that's with Hot Frog, WhatsApp, Near Me, all these Chamber of Commerce, that's a national one. It's a free directory. That is not, oh, now that you know, you can go do it. That's Old Testament stuff. That's old SEO. That's week one with a client. Let's get you into these directories because that grows your domain rating over time. And it's free. But people are like, oh, don't trust Yellow Pages. Go ahead, don't put it in Yellow Pages. Don't go, just don't do it. I will do it for my clients. I will do it for my own businesses because how powerful that is. There are very few websites that have a 90 domain rating that don't charge to be in their system. There's very few of them, and Yellow Pages is one of them, right? Any other questions? I know I covered a lot. Does all this make sense in a way? Kind of? Sort of? Okay.
So next month.
Until next month. And I have a whole new presentation for you guys. Yeah, if you want to get my card, I have my card up here. This is my information. That's my website. I'm probably going to have to rebrand in a few weeks, maybe a few months, because as we both know, that SEO is kind of a fossil. That's my Instagram. That's my YouTube. I cut this up and put it on TikTok and Instagram pretty much throughout the whole rest of the weeks. And if you have any questions, just come up and ask away. So, got.
Are you presenting at Henderson on Wednesday?
Yes, I will be there on Wednesday. Yes. I think I'll do a shortened version of this so I don't throw everyone off with blank looks. But anyway, yes, I will be presenting at Henderson this Wednesday. So, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.